Chosen one, stop what you're doing right now. Right now. And don't you dare brush off what I'm about to tell you, because this isn't one of those made-up stories designed to inflate your ego for a few minutes. What I'm about to reveal is something that actually took place beyond the surface world most people live in dimensions most minds never even consider. Someone who hates you with their whole soul did something so extreme, so desperate, so intensely dark that they crossed a line no human being should ever cross. And they did it with one goal: to end you. This person didn't just dislike you, they were consumed by you. Your presence became a mirror they couldn't escape, and every time they looked, they saw what they lacked: your confidence, your glow, the way you keep rising even after setbacks, the way doors open for you at the exact moment you need them. They couldn't stand it. Envy turned into obsession, and obsession turned into a hunger to erase you, so they went searching for a force they believed could finally end you. They took your photograph and handed it to the devil. And before you try to soften that statement in your mind, before you label it as poetry, exaggeration, or just a figure of speech, I need you to understand something very important. I'm talking about a real spiritual act, a deliberate handoff, a formal delivery. Your image, your essence captured inside a photograph, was offered into the darkest realms with a specific request attached to it. Destroy them, break them, wipe them out. But here's where the story takes a turn that even heaven itself did not expect to unfold in this exact way. Because what happened when your photograph reached those dark dimensions didn't just shock your enemy, it terrified them. It permanently changed how the unseen world perceives you. It altered how the dark realm measures you, calculates you, and decides whether it dares to touch you at all. If you feel this message found you for a reason you can't explain, subscribe to this channel and turn on all notifications. There are people who want you distracted, doubting yourself, shrinking back into silence. Because the moment you awaken to the level of protection already operating in your life, you stop being controllable. Stay to the end, because I'm going to explain what the devil saw in your photograph that made him back away, and why your enemies now live in a fear they can't admit. When it hits your spirit, write 777 in the comments to confirm. You know, there's something different about you that even dark forces can perceive. Now listen carefully. I need you to understand the level of hatred required to do what this person did. This wasn't gossip. It wasn't petty criticism. It wasn't ordinary sabotage. This was someone who tried every human method to ruin you and failed. They watched you, studied you, waited for you to break. They tried to block your opportunities, twist people against you, disturb your peace, drain your confidence. And when none of it worked, when you kept moving forward anyway, they went deeper. They reached for powers most people are too afraid to even name. They spent nights thinking about you, not with love, but with obsession, replaying your wins like wounds, analyzing every strength you carry, every quality you have that they don't. Wondering why life seems to move for you while theirs feels like constant struggle. And in the depths of that sickness, they made a decision they believed would end you, but in truth, it sealed their own fate. And the most unsettling part? You probably already know who this is. As you listen, a face has appeared in your mind. A name surfaced quietly. There has always been someone whose hatred toward you felt too intense to be logical. Your intuition wasn't wrong. Chosen ones have a gift most people don't understand: the ability to perceive hidden intention. You always knew who was sincere and who was performing sincerity. You felt it when someone smiled at you while quietly wishing for your downfall. You sensed the fakeness even when you couldn't prove it in a way others would accept. That wasn't paranoia. That was spiritual perception moving through you. And that perception is exactly why they hate you. Because you see through masks. You expose truth without trying. And nothing threatens someone who survives by appearances more than being seen. What I'm about to describe isn't fantasy. It's an ancient practice, still used by desperate people who feel powerless. This person obtained a photograph of you from social media, from someone else, or maybe they took it themselves when you thought they were harmless. The method doesn't matter. What matters is what they did next. In spiritual law, a photograph is not just an image. It's a capture of essence, a fragment of energy frozen in time. It holds a signature, a frequency, a thread of you. That's why dark practitioners use photographs as direct access points. Your enemy took your photo and made a formal delivery, a direct request to dark forces, like a contract offering your image, your identity, your essence, in exchange for your destruction. And when the devil looked at your photograph, he saw something that made him stop immediately. He saw a mark, a seal, a spiritual signature that he recognizes perfectly because it has existed since the beginning. A marker that indicates, this soul does not belong to you. A marker that says, different jurisdiction. A marker that warns, touching this one violates agreements you do not break. You carry the seal of the chosen. Not a tattoo, not something visible to human eyes. A frequency, a vibration, an energetic signature that identifies your soul as belonging to a specific lineage, a protected assignment, a higher purpose, and any entity operating beyond the physical recognizes it instantly. The devil looked at your photo and reacted like it burned, not because you were afraid of him, but because he knows what happens when someone touches a protected soul. He knows the consequences. He has seen the backlash. He has witnessed what unfolds when protection is violated. And for the first time in a long time, he chose to retreat. Let that land. Your enemy did not just attempt something dark. They attempted something dark against the wrong person. And now, they are the one living in fear. For those who want to go deeper, there's exclusive material in the description and pinned comment. But stay with me, because I need you to understand what happened next from the perspective of the one who tried to deliver you. Picture them waiting for confirmation of your destruction, waiting for signs that you were breaking, waiting for results from the pact they believed they had successfully made. And instead, they received silence. Worse than silence. They received rejection. The forces they invoked refused to touch you. Their request was denied. Their contract was refused. And in the moment their mind struggled to comprehend what went wrong, something terrible began happening in their own life. Because there's a spiritual law most people never learn, but it operates with mathematical precision. When someone sends dark force toward a protected soul, that energy does not disappear. It must land somewhere. And if it cannot stick to the protected one, it returns to the sender. Everything they projected toward you began ricocheting back. Every destructive intention, every hateful thought, every ritualized desire for your downfall, returning. Not equal, but multiplied, because the universe does not tolerate violations of spiritual protection. Every gram of dark energy they tried to deposit on you began depositing on them. And the most devastating part is they can't stop it. They can't undo it. They can't negotiate their way out, because they themselves activated the process when they decided to attack someone who should not have been attacked. You are going to start noticing their life shifting in strange ways. Problems rising out of nowhere, plans collapsing at the last minute, opportunities disappearing without logical explanation. Relationships getting complicated, messy, unstable. Health issues beginning to surface in ways doctors can't fully explain. They'll search for reasons. They'll blame money, blame stress, blame the economy, blame bad luck, blame other people. But deep in their being, especially in those early morning hours when the mind gets quiet and truth becomes loud, they will know exactly why it's happening. They will remember what they did. They will remember who they tried to target. and they will realize they triggered a force they cannot control. Now I need to explain something that will change the way you interpret your own life, your struggles, and the pain you've carried. You are not an ordinary person living an ordinary experience. You are a chosen soul who came here with a specific purpose. And souls with a specific purpose receive a specific type of protection. This protection does not mean you will never face difficulty. It means no difficulty will be allowed to destroy you permanently. It means every attack aimed at you will be neutralized, redirected, or transformed. It means forces greater than any human enemy are constantly operating, behind scenes you can't see, to ensure you finish what you came here to do. Think about your life. Take a real look, not a surface glance. Think about all the times you should have been taken out, and somehow you weren't. Times you should have collapsed emotionally, and yet you kept going. Moments everything seemed lost, and then somehow a way opened. A phone call, a chance meeting, a sudden shift, a door that appeared where there was only a wall. Think about people who tried to sink you and ended up sinking themselves. That wasn't coincidence. That wasn't luck. That was protection operating in dimensions you can't see, constantly working in your favor, and the fact that not even the devil wanted to touch you confirms something your soul has always known, even when your mind doubted. You are different, not in a human superiority sense, not in a way that makes you better than others, but in a way that makes you sacred in the spiritual realm. You carry a frequency that certain dimensions recognize instantly. If you look back honestly, you'll see the signs have always been there. Since you were a child, you felt like you didn't fully fit in. Not in a victim way, not in a hopeless way. Just a quiet knowing. I'm not built like everyone else. You were more sensitive than people around you. You perceived things they didn't perceive. You felt emotions with an intensity others called too much. You picked up on tension, motives, undercurrents. You probably spent years believing something was wrong with you when in reality, something was extraordinarily right. That sensitivity that made you feel exposed is exactly what makes you powerful in spiritual dimensions. That ability to feel deeply is what connects you to frequencies ordinary people don't even know exist. That emotional intensity people criticized is the same fuel that feeds your spiritual light. The ones who called you too sensitive didn't understand they were naming your strength. The ones who mocked your depth didn't realize they were witnessing a capacity they will never develop. The ones who told you to be more normal didn't know they were asking you to dim the very light that makes darkness retreat when it recognizes you. You are not too much. You are exactly what you needed to be to fulfill your purpose. From the moment your photograph was rejected by dark forces, something shifted in the spiritual configuration of your life. It's as if an additional layer of protection, previously dormant, has been activated. You're going to start noticing certain things moving with an ease that feels almost unreal. Opportunities arriving at the moment you need them. People entering your life with exactly what you've been asking for. Resources appearing from places you didn't even know existed. Your rational mind will try to label it coincidence. You'll say, "I just got lucky." You'll look for explanations that keep you feeling in control. But deep down, you'll feel it. Invisible hands rearranging circumstances for your benefit. A higher intelligence placing you in the right place at the right time. That's not imagination. That's protection becoming visible through outcomes. Because spiritual protection isn't only defense, it's also facilitation. It clears obstacles before you reach them. It prepares paths you haven't even begun walking. It positions you so your mission can unfold without delay. And yes, I'm going to say something directly to anyone who has attacked you, is attacking you now, or plans to attack you in the future. They might not be watching this video, but words don't only travel through screens. They travel through dimensions. They travel through energy. They land where they're meant to land. To those conspiring against this chosen one, listen, carefully. You made a mistake that cannot be undone with shallow apologies or performative regret. You attacked someone operating under protection you do not understand and cannot manipulate. Every negative thought you aimed at them is recorded. Every destructive action is noted. Every plan you formed for their downfall is archived as evidence of your own rebellion against protected souls. And the justice that operates in spiritual dimensions doesn't work like human justice. It cannot be bribed, it cannot be delayed, it cannot be negotiated, it is automatic, it is proportional, it is inevitable. There are no lawyers there, no corrupt judges, no appeal process. What you sent is already returning. What you planted is already growing. What you started is already completing. And the only way out is genuine transformation of the hatred inside you, which requires humility you don't want, honesty you've avoided, and the admission that the person you hate is a mirror of what you wish you could be but don't have the light to become. Now, chosen one, I need to bring this back to you, because this knowledge comes with responsibility. Being chosen is not just protection, it is assignment. The fact that the devil refused to touch you does not mean you are free to live carelessly without consequence. It does not mean you can use your protection as an excuse to become arrogant, cruel, or dismissive. It does not mean you're entitled to treat others like they don't matter. It means you have a mission. It means there are people who need what only you carry. It means there is light only you can radiate, truth only you can speak, healing only you can spark, strength only you can model. Your protection exists so you can fulfill that mission, not so you can hide, drift, or live comfortably without purpose, not so you can feel special without acting with intention, not so you can brag about being chosen while ignoring what that choice demands. Here's the question you must ask yourself now, and it's simple, but it will shake your spirit if you let it. If heaven valued your soul enough to make you untouchable even to the darkest forces, what are you doing with that protection? How are you using that gift? What impact are you creating in the lives around you? Because a moment will come when you are called to account, not for your honest mistakes, because growth is allowed, but for your inaction, for your gifts left unused, for your light kept hidden when it was needed. Being chosen is an honor, but it is also a commitment. The universe expects you to honor it with how you live, how you move, how you treat people, and how you show up when it matters. Let me paint you a picture of what approaches now that this revelation has reached your consciousness, because the very act of hearing this activates something that has been waiting inside you. You're going to experience clarity you didn't have before. Decisions that felt complicated will start simplifying. Paths that seemed blocked will begin opening. People you were meant to meet will appear with timing that feels too perfect to dismiss. This isn't magic. It's alignment. It's the natural consequence of operating at the frequency of your true identity. When you stop doubting who you are, when you accept yourself as a chosen soul, when you embrace both the privilege and responsibility of that identity, reality responds. The universe moves with you. Doors unlock, support rises, timing sharpens, momentum builds, and your enemies will watch it happen with growing terror. Every success you have will remind them of their failure to destroy you. Every blessing that lands in your life will confirm they attacked the wrong person. Every time you smile after everything they tried, it will torment them with a truth that they cannot stand. Their attacks didn't weaken you. They strengthened you. Their hatred didn't stop you. It fueled your rise. And yes, at some point, some of them will try to come close again. They'll pretend they never hated you. They'll act like they've always supported you. They'll attempt to benefit from the light they once tried to extinguish. But your discernment will guide you. Your intuition will show you who deserves a second chance and who is simply looking for access. Your protection will alert you to who remains dangerous, even while wearing a mask of repentance. Trust that inner guidance. It has been guarding you your entire life, even when you didn't know what it was. Now that you're awake to it, its voice will become clearer than ever. Let's close this with truth, not hype. What I revealed today is not spiritual entertainment. It's not a story designed to make you feel temporarily special. It's a message that waited for the right moment, for the right person, the right timing. You are that person. This is that moment. Your photograph was offered to the darkest forces with the intention of destroying you completely, and those forces refused to touch you. Not because they are weak, but because they recognized in you something your human enemies cannot see. The seal that marks souls that do not belong to them. You are untouchable, not because you are perfect, not because you've never failed, not because you deserve protection more than anyone else, but because you came here with purpose, and there are forces committed to ensuring you fulfill that purpose, no matter how many try to stop you. Your enemies learned this in the worst way possible, and now they live with the consequences of attacking someone they should never have targeted. For those who made it to the end and want to go deeper, there is exclusive material waiting for you. It costs less than a pizza and includes a complete audiobook plus a 5-minute meditation guide as a bonus, and you'll find it in the description and pinned comment. If you felt this hit your soul in a way you can't fully translate into words, write 777 in the comments to confirm your awakening. Subscribe to this channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Share this video with someone you feel needs this truth, because chosen ones are meant to recognize and strengthen each other. And before you go, click the next video on your screen to learn the signs that confirm your identity as a chosen soul and the blessings already lining up to manifest in your life. Together, we are stronger.